bomb for his opponent, Magnum TA, and was crashed in return. And the champion had trouble surviving this, just as he had trouble surviving the attack of Magnum TA throughout most of the match. TA, the national champion and a well-known and great challenger all over the country, now handling Ric Flair as he sets him up, goes behind, but is quickly switched. And there is Pee Wee Anderson, who is crushed in between Magnum TA and the world's heavyweight champion. This, ladies and gentlemen, this wild bit of action taken from a match that was excitement all the way through. And a backslide, and the champion is now pinned to the mat and could have lost his title at this moment, except that the referee was still prone on the canvas and not able to see. Here is a disqualification. The world champion could have been disqualified at that moment for throwing Magnum TA over the top. There is Pee Wee Anderson, who tried desperately to get to his feet, but he's a little fellow, and when he hit that turnbuckle, it did him a lot of damage. A suplex hold, and Magnum TA turns it into a plus sign. But here is the clincher, and that desperate move by the world's heavyweight champion gave Magnum TA the injury that brought his defeat in this battle. The man lying there and writhing on the canvas is the challenger. Here is the referee. And as Magnum TA gets a foot over the rope, the champion pulls it back, and the crowd here is protesting vigorously that the action of the champion was not legal, and referee Pee Wee Anderson decides that it is and reaches over to hand the belt to Ric Flair. A tough match. But hang on, because at this moment at the Coliseum during that last show, a familiar figure to Houston fans showed up, and that's Wahoo McDaniel, the Indian chief, who is a challenger par excellence, a man who has few equals in handing the top stars of the game rugged action. And Ric Flair and Wahoo are rivals who go at each other at every opportunity, and you see the Indian war dance of Wahoo McDaniel and the chops that only he can deliver as he flails away at him. And you see the reason why. They will be battling in the final event at the Sam Houston Coliseum on Friday night for the NWA World's Heavyweight title, which Ric Flair will bring into the ring with him and which he may not carry out. Wahoo again as he lays it in there and swings that of his, and Flair knows that he's in for trouble and he's looking for a way out. He found it ignominiously under the rope and out on the floor, and Wahoo McDaniel accepted the challenge of Ric Flair after the match and will be in the ring officially for the World's Heavyweight title at the Coliseum on Friday night. It's a match you don't dare miss, and it is backed up by a tremendous card, and this bit of excitement you have just seen has lit the fuse for what will be one of the most exciting of all world title matches ever held in Houston. Ric Flair, a little bit worried about stepping back into the ring and wondering why he should do it, except to regain his reputation. And Wahoo McDaniel is prepared to show him that it isn't his reputation that he's scared about, getting his block knocked off. And Wahoo takes that attitude and knows that when he steps into the ring against Ric Flair, it will be full of confidence and ready. And this is surprising for the champion. He may have made a mistake coming in there, but as Wahoo goes after him and those blows start flying, you see the champion deciding that he has nothing to gain, but he'll have everything to lose at the Coliseum on Friday night, as he now prepares to head for the dressing room. He's reluctant to go, but he goes. To us, wild scenes all over this Sam Houston Coliseum. Duggan is getting back in the ring. He never walked away from a man in his life. And as Kamala goes after him. Here come the two referees in there, ready to try to get this match under control with the bell sounding, the crowd roaring, all of the noise, and now Duggan with that foot of his. Listen to the response, the tremendous response as he drives that foot in there, and he takes after Kamala, and there goes the referee, over and out, and Duggan now takes after the to start pummeling away at him and flailing away at him. Look at that mob. Look at the enthusiastic approach. This is this sport of wrestling at its tremendously exciting wildest. And Duggan is the focal point of all of the attention of these fans. Duggan going out now at the Skandar Akbar, a foot race going on around the ring as the match has already ended to the best of my recollection. I will tell you that the Giant and Duggan, somebody has been disqualified. We haven't had an announcement, but now at the Akbar on the outside, Duggan grabbed hold of that thing he wears on his head, and we've got the hacksaw bleeding from a wallop on the head, and here come people into the ring now to put a stop to the carnage that has taken place. And Brickhouse Brown and Brad Armstrong, and we've got Duggan and Kamala anxious and roaring to get at each other. And Duggan finally is dragged back across the ring. He doesn't want to be there. Here he comes as Kamala goes after him. Kamala belted by Hacksaw Duggan, belted, and the uproar is tremendous as General Gilbert is belted to the ground, and Duggan gets hold of Kamala. This uproarious scene right here in front of us, and with Duggan and Kamala locked up in the middle of it. And they finally roared Duggan away, and he doesn't want to get away. He wants back at Kamala again, and again he rides through there, and again he flails away at Kamala, and the thing is has busted loose in all departments. And here is Terry Taylor, and Terry Taylor has just handed Duggan an axe handle. And the ring suddenly clears. The ring suddenly clears, and there is no doubt about it. The man of the hour, the man with a tremendous, uproarious grip on these fans. Listen to it. And Hacksaw Duggan catching from all sides. And excuse me.
Come here. Let me tell you something, baby. I don't care what it is, what kind of match, what goes down, because Hacksaw Duggan just doesn't care. All I want. I don't care if it's no DQ, no matter what it is, because Kamala, I don't care. Skandar Akbar is the man Hacksaw Duggan wants. And next time in Houston, baby, I want to get him here because of my people here. I want Akbar.
Hacksaw Duggan, he wants him. I'm going to go to work on that. He's got to get him. Hacksaw Duggan. Hacksaw Duggan here pacing around this ring, and the fans with their screaming, uproarious chant. Just listen. Where in the world can you ever see this kind of excitement? Yeah? And Duggan with his favorite pose, showing the flag of the United States of America with pride, and a kiss for her, too.
Match that took place in the Sam Houston Coliseum on Friday, June 28th. Up in the ring, you saw Chavo caught in between those steel cables. Steve Dr. Death Williams is distracting referee Tony Torres. His partner, Ted DiBiase, watch him as he creeps ever so close to those metal bandoleros of the Guerreros. Now watch what Ted DiBiase does to Hector Guerrero. Hauls off and crashes that bandolero across the head of Hector Guerrero. Hector Guerrero falls back into the ring. That's Ted DiBiase, evidence in hand. And this is one of the reasons, numerous reasons, why this match has been officially protested by the Guerreros, and Mid-South Wrestling officials have not fully rendered a verdict at this moment, and this is why this match has been signed back. A bandolero match this Friday night at the Sam Houston Coliseum. The same four men, Ted DiBiase and Steve Dr. Death Williams, up against Chavo and Hector Guerrero. You saw Tony Torres. He counted both teams. Both teams were counted out for the count of 10. We have officially entered a rest period. And this is where some more of the action took place. And that's another reason for the protest, is that all this action that took place during a so-called rest period, a rest period that never really took place. Ted DiBiase now trying to recuperate from the vicious attack of the Guerreros during the Mexican death match. His partner, Steve Dr. Death Williams, he's feeling the effects as well. But look at Hector Guerrero. He is out. Chavo Guerrero now coming to his knees as he tries to get back into a position to answer the bell for another fall. Remember, there's no limit on the number of falls in a Mexican death match. The match will continue until one team cannot go any longer. And now Ted DiBiase coming up a little bit. He's still got the bandolero in his hand, and that's Dr. Death going after the bandolero, another bandolero, and now they charge into Chavo Guerrero. And you can tell by later in this program, the interviews, by the cuts and the welts on Chavo's body and Hector's body, that those bandoleros are dangerous. They're vicious, and the bandolero match is one of the most dangerous matches in professional wrestling. And if you have a weak heart, I urge you to stay at home, because Friday night, when these same four men battle out in a bandolero match, they will not only be out to beat each other. Look at Chavo. Look how the way they're trying to injure Chavo Guerrero with that bandolero. These four men are not only going to be out to beat each other, they're going to be out to destroy each other. And the use of the bandoleros will be allowed if someone can climb the 10-foot steel pole and get to them. This Friday night bandolero match, don't miss it. It will not be on television. It'll be one of the most savage scraps of 1985. It's a dangerous match, and you should be there as the Guerreros battle Ted DiBiase and Steve Dr. Death Williams. Don't miss the bandolero match, one of the few in professional wrestling history, and it will take place this Friday night at the Coliseum. Chavo now trying to bring Dr. Death to the mat, and in beautiful move it is. Chavo now trying to do what Dr. Death couldn't, and that's climb the pole. DiBiase over there brought him down, but Hector Guerrero, the younger brother of Chavo, comes to the aid of DiBiase. He's holding DiBiase. Dr. Death now. Now as he pushes, Chavo's facing the steel pole. Both men topple to the mat. So the bandolero still around the steel pole, and the match continues. Remember, no disqualification, no time limit. The match will continue to the... Hector using a flying mare to bring the big Dr. Death to the mat. Now, instead of going for the pin, he's going for the bandolero. And Hector... scampering up the pole. Dr. Death trying to pull him down. And as he continues to pull on Hector hanging on for dear life, but so is Dr. Death. He needs to stop Hector from making it to the top of the pole. This huge crowd of the Coliseum getting their first look at a bandolero match. And they're seeing just how difficult it is to climb up that pole and retrieve the bandolero. Dr. Death pulled with all his might, but hung in there. And now both men going over the front, and they bring Hector down with a thud. So now DiBiase working over Hector with the help of his partner, Dr. Death. Finds that chin with that elbow of his. 10 minutes have gone by in this match. And it's been a fast-paced 10 minutes. 10 minutes gone in this match between Ted DiBiase and Steve Dr. Death Williams against Hector and Chavo Guerrero in a Mexican Bandalero match. Remember, there's a Bandalero on that steel pole. The individual or team that can climb the pole with the Bandalero and unhook it can use the Bandalero in the match. The referee is Tony Torres. My name's Peter Burkholz. And as Ted DiBiase now slaps that sleep hold on Hector Guerrero, DiBiase putting the squeeze to Hector. Tony Torres watching closely. DiBiase pouring it in. Hector now starts to slump down to the mat. The referee watching close, make sure this hold does not slip into a choke hold. The beautiful shot of the sleep hold, well applied by DiBiase. Mentioned before the rich tradition of wrestling in his family. His father was a great one. And talking about great wrestlers, so was the father of Chavo and Hector Guerrero, Gory Guerrero. So a lot of wrestling pride on stake in this match. Ted DiBiase and Steve Dr. Williams are the Mid-South Tag Team Champions. This is a non-title match, but anytime you're the champion, you step inside the ropes. Your reputation's on the line, and at stake. Driving right knee by DiBiase. Well-placed glove fist by DiBiase. And now Ted DiBiase going for the pole. And the referee keeping back Chavo. Ted DiBiase now trying to climb the pole. Hector now hearing the shouts of the fans. DiBiase climbing and climbing, but we've got an X-rated picture here. DiBiase goes down to the mat. Hector Guerrero on top. We've got one, we've got two, but no three. Now, what a fall by DiBiase. He fell flat on his back. Beautiful drop kick by Chavo. He has a drop kick that explodes into his opponent's face. Now, what a found its mark. And Chavo now taking care of business while Hector tries to recuperate. And now the Guerrero showing that fighting spirit. The spirit that they have made famous throughout the wrestling world. All 4 men in the ring. It's hard to keep track who are the two official men, Dr. Death and Hector now out. And Chavo working over DiBiase. And you see Hector sprawled out on the Coliseum floor. Dr. Death drives that knee into the lower back of Chavo. Dr. Death now trying to get the Bandalero. He's got the Bandalero in hand. He starts to climb the pole. And Ted DiBiase is taking care of Chavo. Hector Guerrero still, and Dr. Death's got the Bandalero. Steve Dr. Death Williams has the Bandalero as he now comes back into the ring, and now they can use it. And he has all intentions of using it as he wraps it around his fist. Looking up and look, Chavo was saved by Hector. Hector saved him. A drop kick by Chavo. Dr. Death is down. The Bandalero's down on the mat. The fans are shouting for the Guerrero to grab it. And as Chavo got the Bandalero, he may use it to hit it to the face of DiBiase. Chavo on top. We got two, we got three, we got the match. Chavo and Hector Guerrero have upset Ted DiBiase and Steve Dr. Death Williams. Listen to this crowd go crazy as the Guerrero brothers have won the Mexican Bandalero match. of the light of the jam-packed Sam Houston Coliseum. What a match by the Guerreros as they come out victorious, and what a battle it was. We'll be back with more wrestling action in just one moment.
Our television time remaining for the North American Heavyweight Championship. On my left from Vero Beach.
Hold it, Mr. Ferris. Let me correct you. This will not be a North American heavyweight title match. Oh, yes, it is. I signed a contract. This is a North American title match. Hold on, Mr. Taylor. Yes, we did. We signed a contract, brother. But in it said we had to guarantee you one return match for the title, and we kept our part of the contract, brother. Just a minute. You got your title shot. You're not a worthy champion. You're not getting a title match. We're in the driver's seat now. We got the belt. If we want to give you a title match, we can. If we don't, we don't have to. No, I already signed a contract, and this is for the North American title, whether you like. You don't realize something, Mr. Taylor. You don't realize one thing, brother. We can be our own matchmaker. If we want to walk out of here today and go anywhere in the world, we could, because we are the North American heavyweight champion. That's right, brother. And you are not getting a North American title match. Just forget it.
Wait a minute, Taylor. Let me tell you something. He's right, Taylor. You got nothing to be griping and belly aching about. Number one, he beat you legitimately fair and square, which is a lot more than I could say for the way you beat me. I never signed the contract, and you stole the belt from me. I never got my rematch, and you're yelling and screaming and belly aching about this being a title match. They fulfilled their obligation to you. They aren't obligated to wrestle and defend that belt for 30 days. Now, I'm not taking anything away from this man. He's a great champion. But Ted DiBiase was also a great North American champion, and I still want that belt. So I'll tell you what, Taylor. You wrestle me here right now today, and the winner of that match will meet this man for that belt. What do you say to that, Taylor?
So you're the matchmaker now, right? You're making your own matches? DiBiase's stakes are a lot higher than you. You got nothing I want. He's got my belt, and that's why I'm here.
Well, how about this? Are they higher than this, Taylor?
Well, looks like we've got a different match.
Well, ring announcer Johnny Martinez has called for the bell. Boy Pierce is out of the ring and cleared, and we've got a match right here. It's Taylor and DiBiase. They're getting after it.
Boy, they're really going fist and fire. DiBiase slapped Terry Taylor. Terry's not going to take it to that. Terry with a hard right to the midsection. A hard knee lift. I'll tell you, if Terry Taylor beats DiBiase, he'll still be in top contention for that North American title.
This impromptu matchup here on Mid-South Wrestling, ladies and gentlemen, Ted DiBiase.
DiBiase's going for the figure four. Terry Taylor kicks him off of it. I think Ted DiBiase underestimated Terry Taylor there. Terry Taylor with a kick to the midsection and a hip toss. Drop kick. Terry's got it, the lateral press. 1, 2. Tony Torres with the 2 count. Jim, the stakes are high. Ted DiBiase says he wants that North American title back. Well, of course, Terry Taylor wants it back just as badly.
This is one of the best rivalries in wrestling, Terry Taylor and Ted DiBiase. They have faced each other upon other occasions. Always some extremely hard-fought battles, but Taylor did beat DiBiase right here on Mid-South Wrestling for the North American title.
Terry's got that armbar and twist locked in tight now. See DiBiase grimacing in pain there. Tony Torres checking the legality of the hold.
You know, Joe, another interesting situation here. I suppose this match is one fall or television time remaining. That's what the first match is contracted to be here. In any event, 2 world-class athletes, 2 top 10 competitors in any association going at it right here.
DiBiase with a body slam. Terry Taylor hangs on to that armbar and twist, though, continuing to add punishment.
Taylor somewhat more vocal than we have heard him on previous occasions. Plus, I noticed he rubbed that forearm right in DiBiase's face. Taylor extremely aggressive here today on Mid-South Wrestling, and he well has a reason to be after getting that slap from DiBiase.
Well, Terry Taylor's always ready to have a clean technical match with you and find out who the best wrestler and tactician is. Of course, he's up against the Masters.
I think Terry's always been the kind of guy, though, you make him mad, he's going to brawl with you. There's a hard right cross. Terry still attacking that arm. With a world-class competitor like Ted DiBiase, you really got to have a good strategy in mind. I think it's a great statement for Terry Taylor at this time.
Of course, he had no time to prepare for Ted DiBiase.
Exactly.
He was thinking of the nightmare. So, you know, DiBiase in that regard may have the advantage. But right now, Terry Taylor certainly looking great.
Ted DiBiase now backing Terry into the corner. Ted DiBiase should have been a clean break there. Rights and lefts and forearms. They're really taking the toll on Terry Taylor. But Taylor catches DiBiase in a roll-up. Arm drag. Terry Taylor back to the arm. Ted DiBiase at this point has really got to be getting frustrated. Nothing has seemed to work against Terry Taylor so far.
DiBiase's always thinking, you can guarantee yourself one thing, he's not resting right now. He's thinking of his next maneuver. He's thinking of a counter. That's DiBiase, perhaps as good as anybody in this profession at compiling and calculating, compiling a game plan.
Not only is he a great athlete, Jim, but as we've said before, he is a fantastic tactician, and that's the reason why he's one half of the Mid-South Tag Team Champions right now. And that North American title means a lot of prestige. He really clobbered Taylor.
He nailed him with that right hand, overhand right.
But again in the turnbuckles, Jim, when it should have been a clean break.
Exactly. The referee also was taking out of position that situation. DiBiase did take advantage of it.
Turnbuckles. DiBiase now gaining momentum. That right cross of DiBiase has been the evening factor thus far. A hard kick to the face. I'm telling you, DiBiase is really trying to punish Taylor.
You know, I've always felt, Joe, that these two men are very evenly matched. They have a very similar characteristics. Of course, DiBiase with that mean streak, he's showing it right now. He is a technician, but don't ever forget he has got a mean streak.
Not only that, but as you can see, that right hand, as he's choking Terry Taylor, has got that black glove on it. And we all know the damage that thing's done on many occasions.
It's certainly been the center of controversy. Ted DiBiase, though, don't really think he used that glove for a crutch. He is a master of the figure four and many other maneuvers, as Terry Taylor knows the stakes are extremely high.
Speaking of crutches, Jim, Ted DiBiase has used just about every rule and the ropes to his advantage at a crutch. DiBiase goes for the elbow, and Terry Taylor gets out of the way. DiBiase really hitting the mat hard with that elbow of his. Terry Taylor up for the body slam. DiBiase with the lateral press and just about had the 3 count on Taylor. You know, arm whip. A rear double cut. Terry Taylor got behind him. He slid right behind him. He got home. Just about had the 3 count.
You talk about a close one. Taylor was a half a count away from being the winner of this one.
DiBiase's up to the second rope. He goes for the coup de grace and connects. He connects clean to the forehead of Terry Taylor. Taylor's down, a hard right again. The momentum has switched in this match many times. It's been a seesaw battle, like you said, Jim. These two men are so evenly matched, tactically and athletically. The lateral press and another 2 count. I'm telling you, there's a lot of heart in Terry Taylor. He has got a great fighting spirit. DiBiase goes for the rear chin lock. A debilitating hold. He knows just how to hit Terry Taylor where he lives. Take away that oxygen, and you're taking away one of Terry Taylor's greatest weapons, and that's his fine conditioning. Ted DiBiase still hard with that rear chin lock. The fans really getting behind Terry at this time. Here, go Terry, go.
Ted DiBiase laying on Terry Taylor, exerting that pressure. The last few moments, it has been all Ted DiBiase here in this battle. Our first encounter here today on Mid-South Wrestling. If you have just tuned in,
Don't go away. This is a phenomenal hour of professional wrestling right here, Mid-South style, here today.
Terry Taylor back up to a base. He's got his legs underneath him now. Now he can get the distance. There's the elbow to the midsection. Loosening the grip, Ted DiBiase, and into the turnbuckles. Tony Torres asking for the break now. But this time, Terry Taylor is not going to go for the clean break this time. Frankly, I don't blame him. There's something Terry Taylor learned from Ric Flair, those hard chops. Oh! Hard clothesline. Flush to the neck of Terry Taylor. And the momentum has switched again, Jim. Lateral press. 1, 2, and Terry Taylor gets his shoulder up.
That was a great tactical move by Ted DiBiase. Taylor's great conditioning paid off for him there.
Again, DiBiase to the second rope. Oh! Terry cut him a right cross and sent DiBiase head over heels. That could be the evening factor there. That could be the break that Taylor's waiting for. Taylor senses it. DiBiase's backing off. Taylor into the corner. He doesn't care. He's going street style. Kicks to the midsection. Right crosses to the face. Oh, yeah. Taylor's got him on Dream Street now. Taylor with the arm whip. Now Taylor with the clothesline. Beautiful move on the part of Terry Taylor. Taylor with the elbow. This could be it. Lateral press.
DiBiase's double tough. He kicks out. What a battle we have here on Mid-South Wrestling. Ted DiBiase and Terry Taylor.
DiBiase's got him up. Trying to enter that knee. The setup for his pet maneuver. The figure 4. He's got it. He's got it locked in. But Terry Taylor, you got to remember, is also master 4. He's trying to break it. He's too far away from the ropes, it looks like. We could see a decision right here, Jim. Terry Taylor's got such a great fighting heart, though. I've never seen him give up in any situation. But if there was a situation to give up in, this is definitely it.
Well, the referee has to monitor this situation very, very closely.
Taylor's getting the leverage. He might just reverse. Yeah, he does. He reversed it. He has got the figure 4 reversed, and Ted DiBiase is screaming in pain. DiBiase makes it to the ropes.
And the referee has got to force a break here. DiBiase, he saved himself a broken leg, no doubt about it right there, but going to the ropes. Both men, their legs taking a severe pounding at each other's figure 4.
Both men to their feet, but they're in pain. You can see it. Terry Taylor with a hard right cross. Taylor's got DiBiase set up to punish that knee some more. And so great tactically. DiBiase going to the tights. DiBiase went to the tights, and it looks like he's loading up that glove. Tony Torres is moving Terry Taylor out of the turnbuckle. We've seen many times thus far he's had to break him up. Taylor with the right cross again. But you got to remember, DiBiase's got that glove loaded up. Watch out, Terry! Yeah! Terry Taylor elevated him. If he could just stay away from that glove. Arm whip. DiBiase with the reverse. Whoa! DiBiase hammered him.
He hammered him with that glove. There's
lateral press.
Ted DiBiase reached down the 4th quarter. He loaded that glove. There's no doubt about that. But any way you look at it, there's the winner, Ted DiBiase, and we'll be back. And the TV title will be on the line right after this.
Mid-South television title, which means it'll be one fall or 15-minute time limit. In the red corner, the challenger from Altroff, Texas, Dirty Dutch Mantell. And across the ring in the corner, the Mid-South television champion from Memphis, Tennessee, the Snowman. Your referee, Randy Anderson.
Well, here we are again, ladies and gentlemen. Television title on the line. Last week's situation completely got out of hand. Dirty Dutch Mantell will challenge the Snowman. Here we are back again, and I'll tell you what, I expect more of the same. Last week's situation was, well, it was totally physical.
Well, Jim, this one has turned out to be totally physical already. Both men going straight to the fisticuffs. Dirty Dutch Mantell trying to position himself, jockeying for position. The Snowman hitting him with rights and lefts. Pee Wee Anderson bringing him out of the corner. Dutch Mantell moves in quick. There's those tactics that he uses. He's a sinister competitor, and he knows how to brawl with the best of them. A kick deep to the midsection. Got all the momentum he needed. A hard suplex sends the Snowman to the canvas. Dutch Mantell with the elbow. Dutch Mantell uses so many high-impact maneuvers.
Mantell was letting in there on the Snowman. It sounded like a hitting of an oak tree. Solid as a rock, I'll tell you that.
Dutch Mantell has probably got a game plan in mind, because when you're going up against a man that is as strong as the Snowman, you really got to try to slick him. The Snowman catching him with rights and lefts now on the ropes. Dutch Mantell is on Dream Street. You can imagine 500-pound bench press strength hitting you right in the jaw. Brother, that's got to be painful. A hard arm whip into the turnbuckle, and Dutch Mantell now. Randy Anderson trying hard to break it up. He gets in between the men, but the Snowman's still on him. The Snowman continuing to add the punishment after what happened last week. I think the Snowman is infuriated. Whoa! The Snowman!
Well, the referee tried to break the hold. That's not a very orthodox way of doing it. And the referee went over the top rope.
Randy Anderson down on the concrete floor. Both men tremendous collision. The Snowman out on the floor. The Nightmare!
There's the Nightmare. There's the Nightmare's out there, ladies. Surely not. No! No! Oh, my goodness, he's got it. He piled right around the concrete. The referee's outside. The Snowman, this is a, Joe, this is serious right here. I'll guarantee this Snowman's hurt. He's hurt.
Jim, this could be critical. The Snowman is down. It looks like he's unconscious. I've never seen him in this bad of a predicament before. Randy Anderson counting both men. Dutch Mantell's got a 10 count to get to his feet. The Snowman's got a 10 count to get back in the ring. Randy Anderson up to a 7 count. Dirty Dutch Mantell getting to his feet.
That's it. The Snowman has been counted out. The title will change hands. The Snowman was pile driven on the floor by the Nightmare. There you see the new Mid-South Television Champion. He wanted it bad at all costs. There you see the new Mid-South Television Champion, Dirty Dutch Mantell, and we'll be back right after this important Mid-South announcement.
One fall or 10-minute time limit. In the red corner, General Skandar Akbar presents Kamala, the Ugandan Warrior, and his team partner at 406 pounds, Kareem Muhammad, the Zambui Express. And across the ring, their opponents in the blue corner, Don Sanders and Glenn Holbrook. Your referee, Carl Fergie.
Well, tag team action, this crowd almost in a hushed silence, ladies and gentlemen. The Snowman still unconscious in that situation. They're attending to him now. We'll report as soon as we have some information, some concrete information here at our location. And Akbar's got his awesome team, and that's the only word I know to describe this team of over 800 pounds combined weight, and they are simply phenomenal. An awesome team indeed.
I think one reason General Skandar Akbar has got 800 pounds is it's his insurance and his protection from one Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Jim, there was a situation with Hacksaw Duggan recently. Whoa, look at that chop. Duggan was supposed to have wrestled today.
Ooh! Man, that Kamala chopping. Looked like a chop a limb down. There's Skandar Akbar, the man that has caused it all. And that's the reason Hacksaw Duggan was going to wrestle here today, but he wants some special stipulations. He's working with Groovy Smith on those details. And this big man, 406 pounds his announced weight. He looks that big. Kareem Muhammad, the Zambui Express. He's totally controlling and dominating this man.
Well, he's hitting Glenn Holbrook with forearms and right crosses. Kamala in with those hard chops. Glenn Holbrook has not had one single aggressive maneuver. Whoa! 800-pound collision. The Zambui with that flying headbutt. Kamala!
A devastating victory for Akbar's awesome duo of Kamala, the Ugandan Giant, and Kareem Muhammad. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with Wendell Cooley against Dr. Death right after this timeout.
Time limit In the red corner at 270 pounds from Oklahoma University, Steve Dr. Death Williams. And across the ring, San Antonio, Texas at 230 pounds, Wendell Cooley.
Wendell Cooley going against Steve Dr. Death Williams. Here, ladies and gentlemen, Jim Ross and Joel Watts with you. At ringside, there's Steve Dr. Death Williams, 270 pounds, going against Wendell Cooley. Joel, this should be another classic matchup. I think Wendell Cooley and Steve Dr. Death Williams have some similarities. They're both young, they're on the move, but Dr. Death's got that tremendous amateur background. In the same respect, Wendell Cooley has got a real fighting heart. I think he's really going to be a star of the future.
Well, definitely, Dr. Death is so powerful. Man, I had a chance to travel down the road with him a few years back. We were good friends in college. You see that fireman's carry, that amateur background. But now Dr. Death has really improved a lot physically and tactically in the ring. And he's really become a superstar, right? But he, I believe, is being influenced improperly by Ted DiBiase. You know, Ted DiBiase, any man that would be so close and so tight with a terrorist like General Skandar Akbar, a sinister man, has got to be evil to the core as well. Any man that can have had a relationship with that person for this long of a period of time, and I think it's a shame that Dr. Death is still associated with it. Dr. Death with a go-behind at taking Wendell Cooley down. He's riding him at this point. Cooley to the ropes.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, Steve Dr. Death Williams was a 4-time NCAA All-American.
Dr. Death got a little bit cocky there. Wendell Cooley caught him from behind and attacked that knee of Dr. Death Steve Williams. He's really going after it. Wendell Cooley knows that he's up against a superstar, and he has got to take advantage of that momentum that he gets. A couple of hard right crosses. He had Doc amazed, it looked like, but Doc manages to reverse that arm whip. Cooley runs around him, but Doc caught him a hard clothesline. I tell you, Doc has so much impact in everything he does because he's so strong and so quick.
He's a phenomenal athlete, there's no doubt about it. As I said, a 4-time collegiate wrestling All-American. That headbutt, every part of his body is a weapon, and he doesn't mind sacrificing any part of his body to take care of business. As physical as there ever was, number 76 for Barry Switzer Sooners.
There's a backbreaker in the lateral press. But Wendell Cooley kicks out. Like you said, Jim, he's got a tremendous fighting heart. I think the average human being probably would have been crushed by that side backbreaker. Wendell Cooley, a great athlete. Oh, Dr. Death arm whipped him in there and got a little bit overzealous, it appeared. Wendell Cooley, great quickness, gets out of the way. Cooley with a kick and a couple of hard rights. He's really going after Dr. Death with all his heart. It is a big match for Wendell Cooley. What a feather in his cap it would be if he could defeat one half of the Mid-South Tag Team Champions. And he's going after it with everything he's got. There he arm whips Doc again, but Doc again with the reversal. Cooley off that second rope, but Dr. Death with all that strength patches him. He got him in a partial stampede. And
well, he learned the stampede well, I'll say that from the master Cowboy Bill Watts. Dr. Death Steve Williams with a very impressive victory here on Mid-South Wrestling. There you see him, and we'll be back with Jake the Snake and the Barbarian in tag team action after this exciting Mid-South Wrestling.
10-minute time limit. In the red corner, from Atlanta, Georgia, Jake the Snake Roberts. And his partner from parts unknown, the Barbarian. Across the ring, Amarillo, Texas, Cobra Corps at 224 pounds, Terry Daniels. And his partner from Florida, Frankie Lane. Your referee, Randy Anderson.
Tag team action on Mid-South, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for being with us here on America's #1 wrestling program. And we have a new television champion. Speaking of television programs, Dirty Dutch Mantell, the new champion in this great match here, the Barbarian and Jake the Snake. They are unorthodox, they're very bizarre and unusual, but they are extremely effective and very physical. They have a tremendous one-loss record. I'll tell you what, they make quite a pair.
They certainly do, and when they first tag teamed together, they were certainly
in my opinion, an unlikely combination to become the top contenders for the Mid-South Tag Team titles. Whoa! Barbarian really with a hard clothesline, but they have really come into their own as a tag team. The more they wrestle together, they become very close and have become a tactical as well as physical force to be reckoned with all over the country.
He's just slamming Frankie Lane with that one arm, and he's driving him.
He is really...
4 body slams, 3-4 body slams that could go all night. And there's the tactician. We've talked about DiBiase's ability to formulate a game plan and Dutch Mantell's ability in this area. Don't leave out this man, Jake the Snake Roberts. He's as tough as they come when it comes to what am I going to do if that situation. He's as great as they are.
Oh, definitely. Not only is he unorthodox and a great tactician, but he has the ability to improvise and think his way out of situations. Whoa! Look at that clothesline. Jake the Snake using his height and leverage to his advantage at all times. And of course, he has got one of the toughest weapons in wrestling, the DDT.
No doubt about that. And Frankie Lane is seeing several weapons that Jake the Snake Roberts possesses.
Frankie Lane was reaching for the tag there. But after the punishment that he's taken from Jake the Snake and the Barbarian, Frankie Lane was unable to make that tag. Terry Daniels cheering him on. You hear some of the people in the crowd yelling DDT.
You know, I said last week, Joe, the Barbarian young man, in early 20s, he's still growing. He's in phenomenal condition. There you see Jake. Jake say he'll keep you off balance in more ways than one.
Well, the Mid-South Tag Team titles have definitely become the target. Jake the Snake and the Barbarian.
The tag has been made. Daniels and the Barbarian are in. The little Marine's fighting. You got to give him that. He'll fight you.
But he still couldn't take the big man off his feet. He was hitting him with everything he had. The Barbarian, a hard forearm over the lung and heart area, sends Terry Daniels down. And now the Barbarian with all that power. Power slam from way, way up there, well over 7 feet. Now he's up to the second rope.
Whoa! What a maneuver, that Barbarian. He's getting better and better every week. 300 plus pounds, and now he's got the big squeeze. Nobody does it like this man.
Bull Nelson, it's practically unstoppable. He's really punishing Daniels with it. Now Frank Lane into the ring. Frank Lane into the ring. Jake the Snake got the DDT.
The referee's calling for the bell. He's calling for the bell. Daniels is just out. He's calling for the bell. Jake the Snake put a little extra on Frankie Lane. The winners of the match, Jake the Snake Roberts and the Barbarian. They are tough, no doubt about it, and we'll be back with newcomer Al Perez.
And his opponent, hailing from Tampa, Florida, 235 pounds, Al Perez. Your referee, Carl Fergie.
Well, wait, whoa, Tommy Prichard just attacked Al Perez from behind. Oh, there's that karate kick of Perez. Prichard. Oh, what a bad back suplex. Oh, yeah. What a beautiful suplex, Jim.
What a tremendous maneuver. We heard some great things about Al Perez. Well, I guarantee you, what a maneuver. That was lightning. That was lightning. Al Perez won that match in record time. And we'll be back with Tag Team Wrestling and the Fantastics right after this word for the Mid-South Network.
and Bobby Fulton, the Fantastic.
Well, the women of all ages love the Fantastics. The fans of the Mid-South love this pair, Tommy Rogers and Bobby Fulton, as they'll be going against Paul Brown and the Red Raider. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, if we have time, we are going to give you some information for your nonprofit groups and organizations, how you can have Mid-South Wrestling for your fundraiser. So get your paper and pencil handy.
Tommy Rogers and Bobby Fulton are great guys. They really love the people. They love the fans. They feel like that the fans are what makes wrestling great. But I'll tell you, they're fantastic athletes. They're a great, great tag team. They've been wrestling as a tag team together for... Whoa! Tommy Rogers caught him hard with a drop kick. There's that tag team skill. Bobby Fulton set him up with the arm whip, and Tommy Rogers caught him with that drop. They've really established themselves as a world-class tag team combination. Tommy Rogers, great amateur background. Does a hard suplex. Paul Brown's elevated. Bobby Fulton with the lateral press. Bobby Fulton to the arm bar.
Well, these two young men have canceled all their commitments in the Dallas area. They're here for one thing and one thing only. That's to get into the title hunt for the Mid-South Tag Team titles.
Tommy Rogers off the ropes. These two men, in combination, I've seen use the ropes to their advantage as well as anybody I've ever seen, and they always do it in a legal fashion. One of the things I really like, Tommy Rogers, with a high head scissors, brings Paul Brown down to the mat now. He's got that head scissors locked in tight. Still with the arm bar, however. Quick tag in. These two men, terrific tag team strategy. Whoa, Tommy Rogers shows that he'll fight you. Bobby Fulton catches Paul Brown with the right cross as well. Tommy Rogers with the back suplex. Tommy Rogers off the second rope.
Well, the Fantastics completely dominating their opponents, ladies and gentlemen. The Fantastics, they've got it together, and they're here in the Mid-South for a reason, as I said.
Working them over 6'7", 400 pounds, Zambui. And what a big, big, dangerous man. And the team of Kareem Muhammad, the Zambui, and Kamala, the Ugandan Giant, has to be one of the most dangerous teams ever to be formed in professional wrestling. And when you put them under the guidance of General Akbar, you've got double trouble. Solid blow by Zambui. Zambui now working over Frankie Lane. Frankie Lane has not even had a chance to try to get on track in this match. One fall, 20-minute time limit, and referee Tony Torres trying to keep Zambui back long enough to give Lane access into the ring. This match taking place at Sam Houston Coliseum in Houston, Texas. My name is Peter Burkholz, and the more you see this Zambui, the more impressive you become. He and Kamala standing side by side, a devastating team, and a devastating drop across the rope, and we've got Frankie Lane, who has crashed right next to us. And second Pat Hatchell hovering over Frankie Lane, trying to help him get to his feet, find his way back into the ring. Zambui is anxious. He wants to deliver more punishment. He's one of those individuals who like to beat his opponent into the defeat. He doesn't want to out-wrestle him. He doesn't want to out-maneuver him. He wants them to know that they've been in a battle with the Zambui. Lane comes into the ropes, and waiting for him is Zambui, looking for a place to throw him, and into the corner, and a charging 400 pounds. And then if that Zambui would have landed, the match would have been over. But now Lane gets a lease on life here. And he plans to take full advantage of it. And the crowd here in the Coliseum now shouting out their approval. One driving shoulder after another to that 400 pounds plus of massive Zambui. Kareem that time ripped across the eyes. So Zambui able to turn back the attack of Lane, and now as he set crotch hold and slam, a hard slam, and Lane has taken a lot of punishment. Sam Bowie, that driving headbutt. 400 pounds behind that huge, big, hard head of his, and we've got a winner. Sam Bowie, the winner. So there's Sam Bowie out, and he's proving to wrestling fans he is a force to be reckoned with in Mid-South Wrestling and also Houston Wrestling. We'll be back with more Houston Wrestling action. Tough, he likes it, dangerous. And Kamala now using that whip right across the back. And again, as he continues to thrash Duggan, fans start to chant, Duggan, Duggan, Duggan. And Kamala now using that whip. Remember, there's no disqualifications in this match. That referee's not able to pull that whipping rod from Kamala. Referee Tony Torres trying his best to restore some kind of order, but look at Kamala. He's digging into the head. He's taking the hard point of that stick and driving into the head of Duggan. And Kamala now continues to use that whipping rod, as he has found that that has been the turning of the tide for him. Now listen to these thousands and thousands of wrestling fans jam-packed in the Coliseum as Duggan starts to echo from one wall to another. Kamala trying to protect Akbar, but Duggan, that full intent of grabbing a hold of Akbar and teaching him a lesson. But Hacksaw Duggan has got a problem. He's got to not only contend with getting Akbar, but he's got to contend with that vicious Kamala. The referee powerless right now to get that whip away from Kamala. You notice the red and the scars of the attack by Akbar and Kamala months ago, evidenced on Duggan's face. Kamala now, chokehold. He tries to keep Kamala down. He toppled out. That's two big men. And that's Duggan using that painted face of Kamala as a target. Look at Kamala doing everything he can to protect his manager Akbar. Duggan now looking for a place. Kicks out, he reaches, and before he could do anything to Akbar, Kamala was on his back. And Kamala, for a man over 400 pounds, he is extremely quick. He may not have the well-defined muscles you see in professional wrestlers, but he packs that raw strength that comes with that awesome size of his. And he's got a vicious strategy inside that ropes. One reason he's one of the most feared wrestlers in professional wrestling. And those wild chops of his across the head as he looks for a place to send Duggan. Driving, and Kamala missed. As he was driving off 400 pounds, Duggan now a few seconds, a few precious seconds to catch his breath, and in comes that right fist of Duggan. Sets him up and driving clothesline. And Kamala's down. And the fans are on their feet. They're screaming. They're waving American flags. And Duggan, the big favorite here, as he sent Kamala to the mat. Something that's not been done too often. Driving shoulder block and head on. Both men collided head on. Referee Tony Torres now trying to administer the count. He's at 3. Kamala's on his hands and knees. Duggan is still down. Fans are claiming Kamala's got something. It looks like Kamala's got something in his kick. Duggan kicked it right into the face of Kamala. Whatever it was, it backfired. Now listen to this crowd. That football stand for Duggan. Driving into Kamala. Kamala down the ring. Look at this crowd. Listen to him. You can't do yourself think here. Duggan looking for an opportunity to get Akbar. Look at Akbar. Backed up in the corner. Duggan sent him up. The bell has sounded. Kamala matter verdict, and into the ring comes Zambui. Kareem and Duggan's hitting everybody. Anybody close enough, Hacksaw Duggan is lowering the boom. And Kamala now has Duggan now just being outnumbered. Duggan is down. Zambui is unleashing Akbar. Kamala is using that Ugandan avalanche of his. Referee Tony Torres is down. Kamala follows up one more time. And here comes Zambui as he followed that driving headbutt, and Duggan just plain outnumbered in the ring. Torres, the referee, is thrown out of the ring. It's just Zambui. It's just Kamala, and it's a helpless Duggan. And Akbar now, who has warned Duggan in the past that he will do anything to knock him out of wrestling. And look at those two big men, both men over 400 pounds. As they take turns on Duggan, who's down on the mat. And General Akbar commanding the vicious army of Zambui, Kareem Muhammad, and Ugandan giant Kamala. Referee Carl Fergie now trying to bring it under control, and Akbar viciously attacks Carl Fergie. He signals for Zambui to continue. They're working over Duggan. A stunned crowd here. Look at Akbar as he drove that whipping rod into that injured eye of Duggan. And Akbar commanding the vicious army of Kamala and Zambui now exit from the ring, and Duggan, who's the winner of the match, but he was also felt the wrath of General Akbar's army of Kamala and Zambui. We'll be back here with more wrestling action in just one moment. 15 minutes deep in this world title showdown between world heavyweight champion Ric Flair and Indian Chief Wahoo McDaniel. This match took place in the Sam Houston Coliseum on July 12th. Your referee is Carl Fergie. My name is Peter Burkholz. You're seeing Wahoo McDaniel, even after 15 minutes of a hard battle with the world champion, charging at Ric Flair. The entire match, Wahoo McDaniel was the aggressor. He was the man kept going after the champion. The champion kept trying to slow down the Indian attack. He was successful on some occasions, but only temporarily, because Wahoo kept coming. Because Wahoo is searching for a dream. He is driving for a dream to become the world's heavyweight champion, a dream that he hopes someday to fulfill. Now, Ric Flair is using the ropes. You'll see a good shot of it in just a few seconds. There it is, as Ric Flair was trying to use that extra leverage to keep Wahoo's shoulders to the mat. Carl Fergie caught the champion in the act, and now he is lecturing the champion on the consequences of he trying such maneuvers. But a give and take all match. Wahoo McDaniel trying to become the world's heavyweight champion. He gets an excellent opportunity this coming Friday night at Sam Houston Coliseum when he gets the ordered back return match between Wahoo McDaniel and the world's heavyweight champion Ric Flair. Wrestling officials across the country and world are excited about the possibilities of Wahoo becoming the new champion, the box office potential of Wahoo as a champion, but you've got to talk, when you talk about box office potential, you've got to talk about the records that Ric Flair has set as well. Two hard, competitive veterans to be battling it out for the biggest prize in professional wrestling. Now, Wahoo chopping one right after another, but Flair comes back, and when he does, he explodes. Both men working each other over. Ric Flair sending Wahoo, but Wahoo reversed it. And there's a move that worked well for Wahoo, and he slaps that sleep hold on him. And Wahoo's got the world champion that sleep hold. And Wahoo holds on, and he pours it to him, keeping the squeeze on, keeping the pressure. Referee Carl Fergie watching closely to make sure that that does not become a stranglehold, that Wahoo keeps the pressure around the chin and the side of the neck, and not a chokehold. Flair's down on one knee. Wahoo continues the pressure. Remember, these same two men battle for the world title this Friday night on the same night that has a steel cage battle for the tag team title and belts. The same night that shows Bill Watts and Hacksaw Duggan up against Zambui and Kamala. The same night you're going to see 26 wrestlers. The greatest card of 1985, and one of the reasons is what you're watching right now, the return match between these two superstars. Wahoo trying to pin. He's hoping that by keeping Flair's shoulders to the mat and keeping the pressure on, he may be able to keep Flair down for that 3 count. Fergie very closely. When a referee officiates a world title match, he's extra cautious because he knows so much is on the line. Wahoo caught the referee. Carl Fergie wasn't able to get out of the way of Wahoo. Flair threw Wahoo right into the referee. Carl Fergie is down. Ric Flair is down. Wahoo now not aware of the fact that the referee is down. He brings Flair up by the hair. Flair uses that knee, looking for a place to throw him, and over the top rope. Now, right then and there, the match should have ended with a disqualification. The referee didn't see it. Wahoo would have won the match, but he would not have won the world title. But Wahoo now finding that ring post, that metal ring post, a tough obstacle as Flair drove his face into it. Wahoo, I mentioned before, he at the champion. Despite the punishment, despite whatever Flair threw at him, Wahoo continued to move closer and keep the pressure on the champion. Dropped by the elbow. Ric Flair now. The referee's not there to count. Wahoo now off his back as Flair now realizes that the referee is down, continues his chops. Wahoo continues to prove that he can take. He can take whatever the champion has, and this is Wahoo's move. Right there, that backslide. Flair is down. Flair is down for a long time. The referee comes over. We nearly had the 3 count, and if the referee would have been over there in time, we would have had a new world's champion. Wahoo McDaniel knows that now, and so do the thousands and thousands of wrestling fans that jam-packed the Coliseum that night. Wahoo now, gaining momentum. Wahoo turning into the Indian chief that has made a trademark and made himself a legend throughout the wrestling world as he comes across that Indian war dance. Chop, that slashing chop of his across the cut-up head of Ric Flair. The world champion's in trouble. He's into the corner. Wahoo continues the attack, and as he chops them one right after the other, the referee continues to try to break him up, and Wahoo hasn't stopped yet as he knows he is getting close. He's getting so close to that world's title. He pushes the referee out, not knowing the position of the ring. The referee goes over the top rope. Wahoo was not concerned with the referee. He was concerned on beating the world's champion. And he's on top now. There's no referee. He's out of the ring. Flair is down. Wahoo's on top. Now Wahoo starts to get the news, the fact that he has lost on a disqualification. Wahoo is not happy with the decision, nor was the thousands of Wahoo fans who jam-packed the Coliseum that night. So Ric Flair retained the world title on a disqualification. Wahoo McDaniel not satisfied with the verdict, and he wants to show Ric Flair that he is not about to admit the fact that he lost that match. Wahoo felt that he was cheated. He demanded a return match. Mid-South Wrestling officials in attendance that night got the contract signed, and world's champion Ric Flair will have to face Indian Chief Wahoo McDaniel, and Ric Flair is going to have to beat Wahoo McDaniel to hold on to that world title. Wahoo is primed. Wahoo is ready. He proved it that night as he clearly showed he was the aggressor and the better man. Ric Flair's world title on the line this Friday night, Sam Houston Coliseum, and don't you dare miss it.
Television championship, that makes it 1 fall or 15-minute time limit. In the red corner, the champion from All Trough, Texas, Dirty Dutch Mantell. And across the ring, the challenger from Vero Beach, Florida, Terry Taylor. Your referee, Randy Anderson.
Randy Anderson has been assigned this match by Mid-South, the television title on the line. You saw Dirty Dutch Mantell defeat the Snowman last week. Of course, as Joe Watts so ably explained at the beginning of the program, the nightmare pile drive Snowman on the floor. We still don't know exactly how severely injured the Snowman is, ladies and gentlemen, but needless to say, this event, Mantell, a fighting champion, he's putting the title right on the line against our second Mid-South television champion. Taylor did win the title with pressure-proof stick.
Terry Taylor is a top contender for the TV title in everybody's opinion. And I'm sure that he's going to give Dirty Dutch Mantell a run for his money. Dirty Dutch Mantell, very tenacious athlete, a tough brawler, and he's certainly proved that he has got a few tricks up his sleeve, and he has some connections, and has made some alliances here in the Mid-South after the nightmare came down last week. Terry Taylor with the armbar twist. Dirty Dutch with the reversal. But Terry Taylor back to the top wrist lock. He brings Dirty Dutchman to canvas. The top wrist lock is a very, very painful maneuver.
Terry Taylor, nice maneuver, as Joel explained, ladies and gentlemen. And, you know, Taylor has really come into his own since he's been in the Mid-South area. We've seen him improve so much, and he is, of course, a very accomplished athlete, former North American champion, former television champion, trying to regain that title, and it was a TV championship that he first held here in the Mid-South. It means something very special to him, Joel, I know.
Well, if he regains the title today, it'll be the third time that he has held the television title, unprecedented here in the Mid-South in the TV titles history. Dutch Mantell trying to intimidate Terry Taylor a little bit. Dutch Mantell, great psychological grappler. There he complaining to Randy Anderson that the hair was pulled, but it looked to me like just a clean arm drag. Terry Taylor locked in tight on the arm bar. Dutch Mantell using the ropes to his advantage. Dutch Mantell, we'll see, uses the ropes to his advantage at every possible situation. Terry Taylor back to the arm bar.
Mantell went for the hip toss. Taylor reversed it, stopped it, got him right back in that arm lock. And I'll tell you what, Taylor really looks sharp here, ladies and gentlemen. And as I said, the reason the TV title is so special to him here in the Mid-South, where the competition is the toughest, that was the first title that he won. That's a very precious memory for Terry Taylor. I don't know if it's even more precious than the feeling that Dutch Mantell has for the TV title, because he was certainly on a vendetta to get it from the Snowman. And the Snowman, well, we saw what happened last week. Mantell, the new champion.
I think it's a testament to the tenacity of Dirty Dutch Mantell. He just kept after the Snowman. Much like, whoa! Dutch Mantell goes for the kick.
Looked like Taylor was going to set for the figure four, and Mantell has his opponent well scouted as he scurried out of the ring. And Mantell, there you see him. He's quite a tactician in his own right.
He is that, Jim, and he's a great athlete, but thus far in the match, he hasn't been able to outshine Terry Taylor in the technical aspects of wrestling. Terry Taylor, of course, has a great amateur background. He's a terrific athlete, and I think he's giving Dutch Mantell all he wants in the tactical aspect. Dutch with a right cross. Should have been a clean break. Terry Taylor comes back with one of his own, though. Dutch Mantell, Dutch always likes to pick his spots, so to speak. He likes to wait for the most opportune moment to gain his momentum. Up till that point, he likes to keep some distance from his opponent, sometimes in a cowardly fashion. Terry Taylor back to the headlock. He's got it locked in tight. Headlock is a good maneuver to control your opponent with. You control the body. Dutch Mantell, however, is on his feet and is at a base where he can maneuver Terry. He fires Terry off into the ropes. Terry with a hard shoulder smash. Dirty Dutch, whoa! Taylor caught him a hard forearm. I don't know if he connected with it with as much velocity as he sometimes does. He went for the figure four, and Dirty Dutch Mantell is back out to the floor again to the sanctuary of the concrete floor. Randy Anderson now with the count. Terry Taylor waiting impatiently for Dirty Dutch Mantell to get back in.
I think we have to say that Mantell certainly respects the figure four, and obviously he should. Taylor has really developed that maneuver. Now Mantell, there's a shortcut. There's no technical expertise in that. He just shoved that fist right in the face of Terry Taylor.
Like I said before, he likes to keep his distance from the opponent or wait for the most opportune time to make his move, and right there, whoa, look at that suplex. Dutch Mantell really gets a lot of velocity when he hits those suplexes. He uses such high impact in all of his holds and maneuvers. I think it's due in part to his great athletic background and also due in part to his great experience in the professional wrestling ranks. And Jim, he just crowd Terry Taylor with that right cross, and now he's firing Terry's head into the turnbuckle, but Terry reverses it. Terry reverses it and gets Dutch's head into the turnbuckle. Arm whip. Dutch with a kick to the chest. It's seesaw back and forth, Jim. Dutch with a right. Terry with a right. Terry now a kick to the midsection. Dutch Mantell keeps going to those ropes. Dutch Mantell really likes to use those ropes. Tries to use them as a sanctuary. Try to get it broken up. Taylor with the roll-up. Dutch Mantell using the tights. Terry kicks him off hard into the turnbuckle.
I thought Mantell had him there. He had the tights. Kicks off. Mantell is in trouble.
Mantell going for Shoe Baby. He's got Shoe Baby, and Terry goes after him. Mantell really caught Terry in the Adam's apple with the handle of that whip. Now he's got him set up. The MX. Terry Taylor got the MX. He's got a great heart. Will we see a ladder? Whoa!
Mantell. Dutch Mantell. There you see the television champion. He retains the title over Terry Taylor. And we'll be back with Hacksaw Duggan against Kareem Muhammad right after.
General Skandar Akbar presents at 406 pounds, Kareem Muhammad, the Zambui Express. And his opponent coming to the ring from New York State, Hacksaw Duggan.
They call for the bell. Remember, the stakes are high on this one, ladies and gentlemen. The stakes are very high. If Duggan beats this monster, he gets Akbar. Akbar will be fair game. What a battle we're going to see right here.
If Hacksaw Duggan can defeat this Zambui, he's going to get to pay Skandar Akbar back for all the injustice, all the injury. The time off, Duggan really hammering away at the Zambui. Arm whip. Duggan with a clothesline. He's got the Zambui in trouble if he could just keep the momentum. If he could just keep the momentum. Oh, the Zambui raking the eyes. He goes straight to the injured area of Duggan. Skandar Akbar tripped him. Skandar Akbar tripped him from the outside. And the Zambui hit Duggan with that flying headbutt of his. A flying headbutt. He's got Duggan hurt. He slammed Duggan. He went to hit him with that headbutt again. Duggan gets out of the way. Duggan gets out of the way, but apparently he's still hurt from the punishment he's received already. Both men getting up slowly. Duggan wants Akbar, but he's got the Zambui to contend with. The Zambui arm whipping Duggan hard into the turnbuckles. Duggan gets out of the way. Duggan gets out of the way, but I don't think he's still at 100%. Yes, here he comes. The left, a right.
These two big men, Duggan at 275 and the Zambui at 406, and he's hammering away at Hacksaw Duggan.
The Zambui went back to the eyes of Hacksaw Duggan. Oh! Duggan charging hard, but the Zambui catches him with a kick. Again, he goes for the flying headbutt, but Duggan's out of the way. And now to his feet first. Duggan's up to his feet first, and he's stopping.
Hacksaw Duggan's firing away at this big man.
He's got the momentum once again. He elevates the big man. 408 pounds elevated into the air. He's setting up for the spear. He hits him. Yes.
All the way over. Duggan knocked him all the way over the top rope and out on the floor.
And he's got Akbar. Yeah. He's got Akbar. And this is it. Yeah. Yes. Whoa, yeah! He nailed Akbar, but the Zambui's back up. The Zambui extremely powerful. Duggan's back to the Zambui. Akbar's on Dream Street. Akbar's on Dream Street. Kamala! Kamala's into the ring now.